right, what is crack-a-lackin', folks? Let's start it over. What's crack-a-lackin'? I'm always bad with these intros. I never know really how to present myself, but I wanted to share today as I was going out to get coffee and sort of have a separate space to get to journal and like process my thoughts and the progress I've been making with this sort of rebranding of my film business. I wanted to share one particular, I guess, element to that I'm finding very helpful for myself. I want to talk about today is the fact that some things are not yet meant to be known. And I'll explain that further. So I'm sure you know how easy it is to when you're so pumped about, you know, taking on a particular project or starting something new, and you have an idea, you have a certain vision of what you want to do, and along the road, as you actually start to actualize that and it becomes real, you then come across all these different obstacles and setbacks and mistakes made and all these kinds of things. You're suddenly having to pay money that you didn't think you had to pay. There are all kinds of things that along the road start to make you feel like maybe I shouldn't be doing this, or at least instill some kind of fear or doubt in that initial vision that you had. So to kind of put this in different context and then bring it back to the sort of film project I'm working on, my wife and I are in the process of closing on a house. At the time of recording, we're still about 3 weeks away from closing, I think. We're still getting some things with underwriting taken care of, but I'm sure by the time this posts, we'd have already bought the house. So we've had the conversation about buying a house for like the last couple of years, and for this reason or that reason, we've never, you know, pursued it further. But as of recent, like in January, you know, I was praying about it. I was asking the Lord, is it time for us to buy a house? And he gave me the confirmation, yes, it is time to move. It is time to buy a house. And I was like, okay, here we go. And, you know, I'm trusting in him because he told us to make the move for us to buy a house. And with first time home buyer payment assistance and different things like that, and with a price range we're able to work with, I think we actually got a pretty good deal with it being our first house, in that we're not having to pay anything on a down payment. Like we're not having to put anything down for the house because of the loan, and because at the time of year the seller is willing to pay closing costs. So there's all these things that are helping us, or at least helping make this easier for us to move forward with. But honestly, you know, as we're going through this process, we're just discovering things that we couldn't have known ahead of time. It's not anything necessarily bad, but just these different hurdles we have to get over, different obstacles, and not necessarily setbacks, but things that I would say, if we had known all these different setbacks or all these different obstacles we'd be coming across from the get-go, chances are we might not have wanted to move forward with the house. We might have felt more fear, because this is a new thing in and of itself. And, you know, for us as just human beings, doing something new is always scary, just because like your brain is unfamiliar with it. It's new territory. It does not feel safe or comfortable. Therefore, it is being flagged as danger. But I think that given that we are doing this out of faith, not just out of our own understanding, I think that having not been aware of every single obstacle we come across helped us to get to where we are now, so that when those obstacles come, it doesn't necessarily push back as much as it probably could have if it was all compounded at the get-go, if it was all compounded at the beginning. So to bring that back to the film business, there are plenty of times when we're going to have setbacks. We're going to make plans that are going to just fall short and fall through. We're going to want to connect with people who are going to help us in our venture, help us to succeed. And those people are going to flake. They're going to ghost us. There's all kinds of things that we can't really prepare for, or at least we can't predict all those setbacks. And if we had known all those setbacks from the beginning, how less likely would it be for us to even pursue that thing that we know we're called to do? And so I just want to share that today. So when you think about, despite those setbacks, if you know that you're on the path you're supposed to be and doing the thing that the Lord has called you to do, then those obstacles and those hurdles and those setbacks carry a lot less weight, and hopefully will be a lot less impactful on your journey. I hope you found this helpful. I wanted to try to share as much as I could while I was out kind of getting my getting my mind right. I'm probably talking a separate video about what it's like to kind of step out of your normal space to actually journal and actually process and think about things. I think that's also important. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Make sure you are subscribed, because I am posting weekly my journey in this film business, and even now rebranding it and configuring it to focus more on narrative filmmaking, on faith-inspired stories and testimonies, so that people in this community and in this society can be impacted and influenced and brought closer to God. So you want to stay more up to date on that, make sure you're subscribed, and I'll catch you in the next video. Deuces.